Well, alright. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to my amazing show. Once again, I'm your host, the great and mighty Mr. Perez, and today I'll be finishing up Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. So yeah, since the last time I touched this game on stream, I pretty much did basically all of the side content. You know, just doing all these cases, finding some treasure, taking down some bandit caps. There's only a few, aside from like this case and then like one more for the story. I only need to finish this one up and then one more DLC case that I haven't unlocked yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to do this before I could start said DLC case. So yeah, what's this? Alright, let me see, this one is... Here we go. What's this? A skeleton.
Bizarre object, and yet oddly familiar.
Yeah, let me think. Why is this so familiar? Ah, that's why it's another room.
Did you just remember something?
Yes, a room full of curiosities and artifacts. I think I can find it in the manor.
Sherlock. So, you continue to pursue the imaginary. I had hoped you might have got all this out of your system by now.
Mycroft.
Oh, hey,
What are you
Mycroft.
doing here? Get out of my house.
It's my house, actually. I've come to bring you back.
I have no interest in returning, let alone with you. I know you lied about Mother all these years, claiming she was merely ill, but she was unstable. She never had tuberculosis. She was not recuperating, but mentally deteriorating, and you never once thought to tell me. How dare you?
I shall not indulge this petulant tantrum. You can just tire yourself out and then slink back to London with your tail between your legs.
Just tell me everything. I'm an adult now.
Yeah, it's been 10
Show me
years.
the basic courtesy of an explanation. You know I will find out eventually.
The goal was stability, and that's what you got. The right thing for everyone was to try and move on from her passing.
The consequences of one's actions determines what is right or wrong.
Yes, exactly. The ends justify the means. After leaving Cordona, Sherlock, you had a normal childhood. In London, I was able to support you, guide you, shape you into a fine and productive young man. You have so much potential, so much to offer society.
But that's not the end. Now I found the truth, and it has shattered everything I knew about her, about you, and about myself. I feel unstable because of you. Your actions were not justified. Lying never is.
Oh, grow up, Sherlock. It was a white lie which has as much use in the realm of the interpersonal as the international. It is time you come to accept that some things are bigger than yourself.
Oh,
No.
You are full of it. You like to
I am
pretend
gonna
you
figure
care
this out.
about the big picture, but it's just
I'm so close.
an ego trip. You like knowing more than others. You like greasing palms and rubbing shoulders with the rich and powerful. You like having eyes and ears everywhere. The fact it helps the nation is incidental, because all you care about is yourself.
It's true. I have agents everywhere, including Cordona. If you weren't so damn stubborn, you'd realize that means I'm only here for you.
Alright, well, let's go check out the manor. Let's see, where's this other room?
I remember returning home with a pair of perfect sticks. We wanted to turn them into training swords.
Oh, that's right. We stood there, frozen, staring at something huge in the main hall.
Yeah, but what was it? You're
It
mysterious.
was a giant aquarium with a living mermaid in it.
Impossible. It must have been something else.
Maybe a dead one.
Oh, of course. That mortifying hoax presently taking up space in our front yard.
Well, fine. Your memory's better than mine. But I'm sure we started examining it immediately. And someone else was around too.
Someone else? But who?
It was my
Oh.
mother. She asked what I thought of the
Okay,
artifact.
that makes sense.
You were really concentrating and holding something in your hand.
A tool.
I inspected it with a
A magnifying glass, of
and
course.
was able to confirm it was made of 2 different skeletons. The mermaid was a fake.
And so it was time to smash the thing. Your mother took a hammer and...
Slow down, John. That's not how it happened. I remember other people joined us.
That would be funny if it did. Workers.
The workers took the artifact and placed it into the cabinet of curiosities. It became part of Mother's collection of fakes. She always said that the truth lies in the details.
Yeah, it's in there.
This mermaid
It has
helped
to
me
be in
learn
there.
that.
Cabinet
Ah,
of
yes,
Curiosities.
my mother's studio. She was an authenticator, and this was her cabinet of curiosities.
I never saw the point.
Among the hunting trophies
What does
of
it
the
matter
Scottish
if some
Viscount.
artifact is real or not? So he tried to persuade everyone that his forest was inhabited by these beasts.
One of the most ridiculous
It
fakes
would have
I
been
ever saw.
thrilling.
Its owner
That's
insisted it
true.
was a polar bear. He thought the white paint on the brown fur wasn't noticeable.
That was a terrible paint job.
I remember this cozy blanket. It was perfect for...
Wigwam! Oh, that was a joy to build them. Imagining ourselves as wayfarers on the other side of the world.
Oh,
see.
I remember these. We used them to spar together until Mycroft found out and forbade us from using real weapons.
What's this?
So many calling cards. Mycroft liked to keep
Calling
useful
cards?
people at hand.
Pretty simplistic, but it's nice nonetheless.
Reliable and driven. I recognize Mycroft's handwriting. Officer Luciano J. Placido.
A letter. Dear Mr. Holmes, please accept my deepest gratitude for your recent help with that personal matter. I shudder to think that what may have happened were it not for your keen eye and sharp mind. Rest assured, should our paths cross once again, you will be greeted by a grateful friend. His Honor Judge McDougal.
This drawer was always closed. Only Mycroft knew how to open it.
He...
I remember we tried to break it open and spy on him, but alas, had no success. Maybe today's the day. Oh, Sherry.
Carefully opened.
Mr. Mycroft Holmes, the Cordona City Hall writes to inform you that the trial of Dr. Otto Richer was in the death of Mrs. Violet Holmes has been assigned to His Honor Judge McDougal. Your application for closed hearing has been granted. You are hereby informed that the prosecution has called you as a primary witness in the trial of Dr. Richer. You must present yourself as a criminal court of Cordona on the dates listed over leaf.
A full collection. It's somehow so satisfying.
Oh yeah, these are all the coins you can get for for a penny. That's in the M for
Look,
Murder.
it's Roger. This jolly
No.
old man's well preserved. Even looks
Isn't one of the
refreshed.
DLC packs? The latter two.
I doubt he drew much interest at the auction.
That's for the best. I'd be upset if he fell into the wrong hands.
Yeah, one of the
The
DLC
so-called
packs.
mummy of a Persian
It's
princess.
nice though.
The defrauders did good work, but missed one small detail. It's the mummy of a man.
Imagine.
And this one was brought from a German museum. They claimed it belonged to Vikings. Nonsense, of course. Vikings never had horns on their helmets.
Huh. Ooh, a box. Let's see. torn diploma found in a cabinet of curiosities. Someone deliberately ripped it into several pieces. And reassembled and translated, the document reads, "On behalf of the board of the University of Geneva, Switzerland, we, rectors of the university, knowing that Mr. Otto Richter has undergone the tasks required by the laws and regulations, confer on him the degree of Doctor of Medicine, with the rights and prerogatives so attached."
Clearly, it was deliberately torn. I wonder why someone would do that.
I mean, I could have a guess who tore it. Who tore it up.
The Tulpa, Studies in Tibetan Mentalism. An impressive number of bookmarks. Someone was rather obsessed with this subject.
Patient of considerable interest and an ideal subject to explore some of my theories. I will attempt to repeatedly immerse her in a traumatic situation that precipitated her mental illness. It's my belief that reliving that moment may give her the mind a chance to embrace what happened, accept it, and effectively cure itself. I am confident in my hypothesis, and merely needed to prove it. In addition, it's fortuitous to be around the broader Holmes family. Perhaps I will be able to also examine the heredity of psychological traits, be they competencies or disorders. It is already apparent that all family members share an uncommonly high intelligence. It appears that the mother's condition has begun to affect the mind of the youngest boy, Sherlock. While I cannot conduct a proper medical examination due to the protectiveness of the elder son, it seems the boy suffers ongoing hallucinations in the form of an imaginary friend, John. Oh, well, that's kind of obvious. Anyway, what's this? My dear brother, I heard you recently arrived in Cordona. Have you come to see me? I do miss our evening conversations, even if we never agreed in our opinions. Cordona is home to a stunning new art gallery, which I visit every Thursday. Meet me there. Oh, and do not seek Klaus. I left that name behind. Otto had a brother. Interesting.
The full plate armor of Sir Robert Swanford. I was told my father won it in a wager.
Good for him.
Armour is armour, but look at his sword. Oh, how badly I wanted to wield the blade. Maybe you take it instead of your pistol.
I'm starting to remember something. Another fake Holy Grail. Its owner claimed to be the heir of King Arthur. Scarcely believable. He also insisted a deadly rabbit was hunting him.
Huh.
Watkinson and Holman, Chapter 1, by Wallace Dioram.
Oh, Mycroft. He always acts so serious, but then reads tripe like this.
John, if I remember correctly, you couldn't put this book down. (1852), Bingley, West Yorkshire. This photo caused a lot of fuss. My mother spent some time to prove it was a fake. I'm not sure I want to hear its horrifying, inhuman howl again. An archaeological find should be here. It's far better than beneath the old city walls.
Let's see.
An archaeological find should be here. I'm not sure I want to hear its...
Let's see.
Horrifying, inhuman howl again.
What's this?
Ah, the memory comes back. We snuck about watching him.
He closed the drawer and went to the hall. We were like two shadows crawling behind him.
Now, where could he have gone?
He opened the door to the postman, and they exchanged documents. If it was a real postman, of course.
If. That's crooked.
The painting on the wall was slightly a tilt. He stopped and straightened it. Then he threw some logs into the fire and sat in his armchair to read.
It's as boring now as it was then. I'm sorry, Sherry, but I think that's it.
Wait, John, we never use the fireplace in the mornings. What if... A bit of juniper in the fireplace created a soothing atmosphere.
Aha!
I think this is what we're looking
There
for.
we go. Alright. Let's see what's inside that cabinet. A little drawer.
We made it.
Aha!
So what's there?
Single malt whiskey. Mycroft's favourite.
Whiskey?
Gifted by Queen Victoria herself.
Ooh, wow.
Otto Richter. This one is rather thick. Mycroft can be truly dogged in his research.
He's 45 years old. Unmarried, no heirs. Graduation was postponed a year due to a minor scandal on one of his placements. Parents died of cholera in 1863. Only remaining family is a half-brother, Claus, age 35. Present whereabouts of Claus Richter are unknown. Last seen in Cordona.
Dossiers on the most influential people on Cordona. Mycroft always had a habit of building files on everyone he met.
Alright. Where is it? There we go.
I used this ladder to look at the top shelf, right? On the day of Mother's breakdown upstairs.
Right you are, Sherry.
That's 1. 2.
We heard a noise. I can't recall of exactly what. And we didn't have a great view from behind the statue.
Yeah. That's a lot of books.
Books and papers from the table somehow ended up on the floor. Now it's coming to the surface. I feel it.
Yeah. He's remembering something. Let's see here. Let's think. Alright. Interesting. No, that's not right. No. Yeah, this seems right.
Come on, Sherry. Let's go outside. Wait. Did you hear that? Come here, Sherry.
You call this progress? Charlatan, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
So there was a quarrel between them.
It all happened shortly after the incident in the violence room on April 9th. Sherry decided to play with artifacts in the cabin of curiosities, and of course I went with him. As a result, we became unintentional witnesses to an argument between Mycroft and Otto Richter. Sherlock's brother was angry. He was sure that Dr. Richter had done something dubious to the mother, and that it had backfired. He called Otto a charlatan.
I
What
heard
the-
a noise in the hall. Let's check it out. Sherry, look!
Dear Mr. Holmes, I'm waiting for you at Kurt Machio's mansion on Turquoise Lane across from Cordona Abbey in northern Grand Surrey. Come at once. If inconvenient, come anyway. Always your friend, VV. P.S. I sent you the appropriate outfit for this place to avoid any unnecessary complications. I hope it fits.
An invitation that comes with a mask. We can't miss this, Sherry.
Sacrificial lamb? Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is the case I was. This was the case I was waiting to do. Your resistance was proven valuable despite occasional mishaps, but to truly master this craft, you need continuous practice. Put aside what you're doing and pursue new something for me. A change is as good as a holiday, after all. My social circle supplies me with precious knowledge that protects Her Majesty and the Empire. Yet one of my acquaintances, Ursula Oni, has not been seen by anyone in 3 days. Oh no, not the Chief Archivist. The information she possesses could be fatal to the Emperor's reputation. Empires. Do wonders for your own reputation, perhaps even help you step out of my shadow. Really? I need his help to step out of his shadow. Sure.
Mycroft and his errands.
Sure. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, I could get more furniture. Alright, I should do that. Let's see. Now just where is... Okay.
Extra! Extra! The cheapest news on the island.
Cheapest news, huh? Let's see about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, newspapers just show the effects you had based on what your choices in certain side cases. Let's see.
The best of free market. Take a look.
A creature. Ooh, alright.
I hope you like.
Okay. That's one. Cheap antiques. Luxury. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, this one. This is, you know, this furniture is needed for the Tale of the Empty House. Since I already took care of the furniture for the rest of the house, I think that room we just uncovered is the last place I need to do. I need to get furniture for. Well, I guess in this case, just like little knickknacks. So let's see.
The best. My.
An encyclopedia. A dinosaur skeleton.
Enjoy your purchase.
Alright. Okay, and now let's stop by here.
Don't pass by. Welcome. Well,
That's
Oriental
close.
My
Ah, a ritual dagger.
May your purchase bring you joy.
There we go.
let's pick.
Let's see how much expensive stuff I could get. I can't get that yet.
A good choice. A good.
Alright. So let's head back home real quick. And the Cabinet of Curiosities, huh? Yeah, so this is just all the furniture you could get for the main hall. Let me go upstairs. Yep. Children's bedroom. Really nice to see this place coming back to life. Sweet. Okay. That's Violet's room. Alright, now let's check this
Oh,
out.
it looks exactly like it was a decade ago. I
Yeah.
can almost feel the memories hitting me.
The memories. Here we go.
Oh, I remember now. I never liked the way the books were sorted on these shelves.
That you didn't. Your brother often struggled to find his reading materials after our visits.
Oh, there we go. Got the achievement for refurbishing the entire house. Sherry and I would regularly visit the Cabinet of Curiosities. Sherlock was sometimes so bored that he rearranged all the books in his own particular order. He said it was easy to find a required book this way, but Mycroft never agreed. The last time that Mycroft was unable to find his desired reading material, he excoriated us for an hour and insisted we return the shelves to how they were. Ah, it's no fun. Anyway. Oh, there we go. Don't want to start that yet. Now let's take care of this. Yeah, all the DLC cases are really short, so I'll just go ahead and get this one out of the way. So let's see. Missteps. The Chief Archive. Yeah, so we need to go to City Hall. There's the entrance.
Hello,
Ah.
Ma. I'm looking for the Chief Archivist, Ursula Oni. Where can I find her?
Miss O'Neill is away on official government business. My name is Meryl Levy, Deputy Chief Archivist. I am taking care
Deputy,
of archival
huh?
matters in her absence. How can I help you, Mr.
Holmes. I won't equivocate. I'm here to investigate Miss Oni's disappearance.
Her disappearance? But I told you that...
Yes, official government business. It's ironic, then, that the government knows nothing about it, don't you think?
Oh, so you're one of them.
Yeah.
Well, sir, I know that she had an
I
assignment.
don't know who you're talking about, but
I'm not privy to any details.
You said that Miss Oni is away on official business. Were those her exact words to you?
No, she once mentioned she did some work for people in high places, so I guess I just assumed.
no.
Is this the first time Miss Oni has been away so long?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
3 days could
she
be
travels
quite a bit. Oh, okay.
Government-related tasks, I believe. It's always confidential, always on short notice. The alternative is that she simply went to visit her family on the Swahili coast. If that's the case, it would be quite a while before she returns.
Who would be so desperate to see relatives?
Anyway,
I will have to inspect Miss Oni's
yeah, let's inspect the office.
There may be clues to her whereabouts among her personal effects. You must have a spare key.
Yes, but sir, there are rules. I cannot allow a stranger to rummage through my superior's possessions. What if she returns today?
She won't. If you like, we can notify the oafs at the police station and have them do the rummaging, but believe me, I'll be much more prudent. Furthermore, I will notice things they will not.
How do
Because
you
I'm
mean?
very good at noticing
Must we
things that
really
other
waste the
people don't
time?
notice.
Fine.
It's one of my things. Anyway, let's take a good look at you. Earring was pulled out. Ouch. In mourning. Child bracelet. Scratch marks. Used to wear a ring. In mourning. I want to say she's looking at second job.
The past month hasn't been kind to you, Mrs. Levy. With your husband gone, the life of a working single mother must be exhausting. But the prospect of not being able to provide for your child terrifies you. That's why you took a second job, though you're obviously not very skilled at it. I wonder what it is.
It's none of your business, sir. Nor are my hardships. Take the damn key and spare me your pity.
Well, you should have spared me your obstinance.
Enough. Go do what you came here for.
Alright then.
Damn these Capello safes, hiding all the juicy secrets.
Alright, let's check here.
It's a death register from the last century. Interesting. A box of bonbons. Miss Oni has a sweet tooth.
Perhaps a gift from her admirer. I wonder if the poor bloke knows she's missing.
She's proud of her roots. What a vivid vermilion.
Interesting. Ooh. This has been moved. Why though? Scratches. Aha! Someone caught one of your business in Miner's End. Those open graves were bound to be noticed eventually. I suggest you lay low for a while. I'll contact you again when the dust settles.
Solid gold. Looks like a family heirloom.
Okay, we're done here. Alright. Let's review. I need to head over to Miner's End. Open graves. Yeah. Might have to go. It's open graves, so maybe I need to check out the cemetery? Oh wait. Oh, the front page? Wait, no. Okay. Let's see what's on the front page then. Let's see. Wait, no, yeah, that's right. The front page, I need to go to the Chronicle. So, let's do that. Okay, there. The recent front page, Miner's End. Aha! Has society truly sunk so low? It seems we can no longer accept even the simplest decency from our peers, as a group of reprobates have ransacked the graves and tombs at the Cordona Cemetery. It should come as no surprise that the police have nothing to say on the matter. But while Cordona's finest fail to see beyond their own noses, visitors to the cemetery see this island's ugly heart and the desecration of their kin. Grave robbing ghouls. Alright, I suppose, now I need to go to the cemetery. So let's do that. Let me see. Oh, wait, I'm missing something here. Let me see. I'll look at this again. Police have nothing to say. Maybe.
I haven't the foggiest what this is.
This necklace was hidden in Miss Oni's office. Do you recognize it?
I can't say I do. It does look like something Miss Oni would wear. She's an extravagant, exotic woman.
Yes. Perhaps too extravagant considering her profession. I found a rather curious letter that implicates Miss Oni in grave robbing. Has she ever mentioned the topic?
It is
My
odd.
employer ever mentioned that she was a grave robber? You've spent too long at the hookah bar, Mr. Holmes. Of course she didn't. Miss Oni is certainly a private woman, but I know she'd never do something so despicable. That letter must be connected to her assignment.
So you think she was looking into these robberies?
That's the only reasonable explanation. Miss Oni is an excellent archivist. She always gets to the bottom of things.
As do I, Mom.
Yeah. Not much, but... Okay. Maybe... Maybe I could get something out of him. Let's see. There you are.
Are you able to help me?
I'd rather not talk to a person like you. Nothing personal.
I probably thinks I'm a thug. Alright, let's see.
Help me, please.
I don't think I'm rich enough to talk to you, sir.
Alright.
Is this familiar to you?
A man like you should not speak to a man like me.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Right.
Are you able to help me?
What a coincidence. I only
There we
learned
go.
of this recently myself.
Crypt near an old arbitrary has been recently broken into. I will be able to identify it by the two broken gargoyles at its entrance.
Wait, I remember this tree, Sherry. Take a photograph and I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
We tried to imagine the lives of the dead based on their names and tombstones. I wrote about it in my diary.
Crypts appeal to us. Who was buried there? Someone rich, important or old? Oh, that's why. So, 2 broken gargoyles.
Do they have no qualms about robbing the dead?
Of course.
Someone leant on this slab. All it takes is one precise strike.
That's peculiar.
Blood drops from a small wound. Traces of dirt from a shovel.
Just double check. That face has been broken for a while. Alright. Let's see. Let's visualize. See. Think.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Oh, maybe. There we go.
Miss Oni was here with an accomplice. Their argument led to a fight. That fight ended with a shovel to her head. No prizes for guessing where her body is.
Alright, let's see here. Yep. She's dead. Alright, let's see.
The blow killed her instantly.
Damn. Strong shovel hit. This is interesting, though.
This earring was torn out by force. The fight must have been fierce.
Yeah, really yoinked it out, damn.
Buried with her precious treasures like an Egyptian pharaoh.
Let's see. Ah. Wait, there we go.
There's dried blood under her fingernails. The murderers. Official government business, eh?
Uh-oh. Alright, fine.
Hey,
I'm coming for you.
Get down.
Take a rest, my friend. Don't bother moving. You've lost.
I'm coming for you.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
Damn. Oh.
I couldn't miss the party. I couldn't
There we
miss
go.
the party. I'm coming for you.
Aha.
Take a rest, my friend.
I couldn't miss the party. Dodge this!
Time to knock this guy.
Oh. No, no. Oh, that works.
Coming for you.
No more crime for you, and
Give him the pepper snuff.
Bye now. How? How rude. Trying to get me while I just
bother moving.
arrested someone?
you've lost.
I couldn't miss the party.
The snuff's ready.
Don't cry, you'll live. Too simple.
Too easy. Seriously, that was really easy. Right, with that said, I need to figure out who accomplished. Hmm. They scratched her attacker and tore an earring from her ear. Hmm. Very interesting. Interesting indeed. I wonder.
Mrs. Levy, what a fortuitous coincidence. Let me
Hey,
guess. Leaving
what are
on
you
the
up to?
Official government business?
No, I need to take care of some urgent family matters. So if you'll excuse me.
I will not. See, I found something of yours, and I thought it only gentlemanly to return it. Your earring. And that was not the only thing I unearthed. You'll be pleased to know that no grave robbers have removed Miss Oni from where you left her.
Sir, I know we got off on the wrong foot, but I'm not the cold-blooded killer you think I am. Please, please let me explain.
Nah. You're
You
under
have
arrest.
dithered and obstructed enough today already. Save your stories for a court of law.
I'm begging you, Mr. Holmes. At least allow me to see my son one last time.
You have already seen him for the last time. Let's go.
Please, I have to see my son. Please.
Could you help me? Don't think I can help you, lad.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that. Alright, simply return home and post it to Mycroft. So let's head back. There we go. That's it. That's the last side case I needed to do. So now let's yeah, now let's actually focus on this. So let's see, Turquoise Lane across from Cordona Abbey. Okay, so I'm gonna assume it's that right there, and I gotta get into wardrobe. Let me see. Yeah, let's see. I guess that. Alright, I think that's it. Okay then. Let's head to that mansion. I'm gonna assume that's the mansion. Yes, it is. Okay.
Welcome, sir.
In we go.
Enjoy the evening, sir. There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
Interesting. Damn, alright. This is a sex thing, isn't it?
What if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information? My goodness, Sherlock, they made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine. Gahor, is it a guess?
Sherlock! Friend! I wasn't sure you'd come.
Okay then.
Werner, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
I'm still kind of in the middle or
Say I'm
something.
incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests. You should try to enjoy both. It's not healthy for handsome men to spend every night alone, and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. A time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course, and something to smoke, or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual, a potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling.
Solution?
But you must try it.
My mind is my most valuable asset, and a finely tuned instrument I will not risk impeding its function. My ultimate duty is to provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as is.
Duty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next, visit the victims, ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
I'd take it for study.
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock. Very good. And now, our evening begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon?
Those are some weird looking shrimp.
What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
Interesting scoop on the local elite.
Do you know what was here before Manchiosa's found?
Nanchio's had to enforce the masks after the scandal.
Scandal, huh? Identity disclosure scandal. No. Nah, that doesn't sound right. This seems... That seems reasonable. Scandal from a previous party. Vice Governor Cowden was found what is white to be a Prussian duchess in the company of young men. Ooh. Although the marriage was intended to be a political one, the emotions of the duchess were real. The incident instigated a political crisis between Cordona and Prussia. Although there were only a few notes of protest, the governor fired his protege.
That's what I like about this party. Bring me more dirt, Sherry. One more piece, and I can expose these base hedonists.
Do you know what was here?
Eerie history of the mansion. Nah, that sounds boring. Ah. There we go. For Manchio's family, there was a mansion was owned by an oculist architect. He dedicated his life to conducting a powerful ritual for the forgotten tomb, but the ordinary magic circles proved too weak for it. That was why he built this mansion. A keen eye might notice that its shapes correspond with certain magical symbols, and some walls have cavities. One day the architect simply disappeared. An ash stain on the floor was all that remained. Perhaps he was successful in his endeavor.
I'll
I
pin them
suppose.
down with this scoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
Rumor has it. The altar room, huh? I'm assuming it's this room. Oh, shit. He's dead.
God. Was he here this whole time?
Alright. Let's see what the big deal is with this guy. Butterfly type. Oh.
This crude tattoo partially covers as slave branding.
Damn. Okay.
A blunt force trauma may have suffered an internal hemorrhage.
Likely. What's this?
The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance. This golden handle has a bloodstain on it.
Interesting.
The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart.
Very precise.
This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood.
One more thing. He's
The victim has
clutching it.
clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it.
Damn, even after death.
Right here.
Let's see.
This elaborate box must be for the ritual dagger.
I imagine.
The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony.
As expected from cult stuff.
The ointment smells mouse-like. I presume it is an aphrodisiac prepared from a Spanish fly.
Spanish?
This oil has a slight aroma of flowers and olive. The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars.
What about a quick pillow fight?
Ah, cigars.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion.
A whip.
Why don't people tidy up after themselves? Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not-so-sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was unopened.
Wow. Okay, so wine bottles won't break as long as you don't open them. Good to know. Let's see.
The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it.
Probably ice was in that.
Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
Something was washed. And
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing.
wet, huh?
Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set.
Okay, let's see. What's this describe?
This is a different ritual.
Read and rehearse this rite. Manchios. The naked woman who lies on the altar on a bed of flowers, symbolizing Mother Gaia. The one who leads the ritual oils the body of the woman to awaken her inner fertility. Participants should chant at this moment and call for the man who can please Mother Gaia. The man who will impersonate the principle of life may come to engage in sexual congress with her. Knew it was a sex thing. Well, this one is. I don't know about that ritual, but it could be. You never know with rich people. Don't ignore the guests, Matista. And stop boring them. They don't want to hear about your stupidities. They want to feel how beautiful they are and how generous you can be towards them. You are here to please and celebrate life. Remember, each guest paid a great deal to be with you.
How can anyone accept such behaviour?
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal.
Yeah, pretty useful. Interesting.
Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Manchios.
Would you recognise me in one of these? I suppose not.
And a key.
The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me.
F.
The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Interesting.
Similar to the
Aha!
guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
That's why it wasn't hanging, because it's stained with blood. Okay, now I could probably talk to this guy.
Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My
He's
attention
drunk.
slips and drifts.
Of course.
But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. Pull yourself together,
Okay.
Werner. What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere. Often with more stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point.
I don't think
Who are
he's
we
talking
to
about bloodstains.
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or death. Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And
Damn.
for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
Yeah, how
Cannot
very
begin to
considerate.
imagine.
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Huh. Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then, We were
filling time.
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems.
Yeah,
Besides,
not
after
tonight
a
of
few
all nights.
cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
Was it that obvious?
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go
Cordona's
unnoticed.
sexiest man here, I
He was
imagine.
magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance, and more.
Alright, so
What about the fertility ritual?
how does that work?
There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil. Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain
Ow.
the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
Oh.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail
Lock
may
was
very well
blocked.
be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later, only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
Let's see. Aha!
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood. A bloody handprint on an armchair. The wounded person was here for some time. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
Yeah. I can put something together. Let's see here. No. Someone locked the door. Came in and stabbed the victim here, old Fabio. Wow. Wasn't a stab. There we go. Washing that off. Stuffing the clothes in there. Okay. This seems right.
The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you all right? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here.
Yeah, I could piece something together. Okay. Mother was special of a key to the altar room and locked the door. Fabio was sacrificed on the altar during an occult ritual. Could be a cover. Can't pick yet. Interesting.
I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all.
Anyway. Actually, yeah.
The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
Golden mask. A mask with golden stars. Yeah.
Kurt Manchios, I presume. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look at us, Sherlock. Change the subject. I can't believe what happened to him. To me.
Very superstitious.
Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me. A wonderful evening for so many good, influential, and rich people has been ruined. I have betrayed all my promises of exotic delights.
I don't understand. Surely a murder would affect your reputation to a greater extent.
Please, isn't this why you are here? I thought you were a silent magician. Do your tricks and make it go away.
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos?
That's 5.
Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo, in his opinion at least.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh yes, he will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise?
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
Oh, okay. Someone summoned the cops. And they were hiding here all along. Ooh, that guy got kicked, damn. Oh, great, I'm arrested too.
Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we have Vogel in this letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes?
Yeah.
Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
You must help me. It would mean a great deal to me if you could find any information about that day.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table.
Okay.
Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Because I already am.
Partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.
Alright, let's get... Oh, I can't change. Anyway, let's see. Read of Menchio's mention was granted. Satanic ritual. Ripping masculine robes, counting acts of gross indecency and unnatural behavior. Playing on an altar of a knife wound in his chest. This is Fabio, 20, a local performer and artist. Vogel had a letter of insinuating nature in his possession which had been written by the victim. He claims to have found the body. He's infamous for his eccentric personality. Carried a murder weapon, a dagger with the victim's blood, and other items of evidence. He was invited by another suspect, V. Vogel, presumably to obstruct the official investigation. The owner and organizer of the Satanic Party. Fabio's partner and participant in the ritual tried to escape, resisted arrest. Owner spoke with a description of the ritual performed in the altar room. Some of the guests are temporarily detained for further questioning. 5.
Back on track to solve the case.
Alright. Evidence ticket. That'll be useful. I, Santos Pinchetti, am a witness who reports a suspicion of murder at Manchio's mansion in Grand Saray. During preparations for the social party, I heard loud noises from the closed altar room. Immediately, I thought of the sacrifice of a living being, overviewed by none other than Code Manchios. There was blood on the walls, strange symbols, and a dagger in the heart. As soon as I was able to think clearly, I rushed to the police station to report my findings. The station responded to the deposition by sending a patrol. One the witness left the station and went home. Interesting, very interesting. The suspect should be arrested and questioned. He had a key which he did not mention in his deposition. That is peculiar indeed. No. That's all I can really do for now. Alright.
Look, I found Werner.
Let's not do that yet.
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here. They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7. Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
Okay. Here we go.
Good night. Your ticket, please, if you want me to help you.
There
I'd
you
like
go.
to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah, a ritual murder.
Aha.
What a bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
Okay. Let's see here. A ring.
It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone. A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner.
Ooh, keys.
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring.
Convenient. Is your mind unsound? You can't control your bitterness. Not about me, anyway. For me, it's too great a risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can speak, and play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Of course I'll keep all your generous donations, even though they hardly compensate for your last terrible outburst. I'm leaving you. Although Matista will still be around.
Not the time for privacy.
Fabio.
Werner's personal sketchbook.
Uh-huh. This must be drugs. Come on.
An emergency kit for boredom.
Yep. Drugs.
A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings. Her key to the altar room.
And then this book.
That's not for bedtime reading. This Ex Libris belongs to Manchios Library.
According to the Ex Libris, the tomb was taken from Mr. Manchio's collection. Illustrations and descriptions of a ritual similar to the crime scene. Prepare the naked body of a recently deceased object of interest. Draw symbols of Mars and Venus to enhance the power you possess, to use the force of male and female nature. Pierce his heart with a golden dagger to be rid of the blood that does not love you. Draw a symbol representing your love. While waiting for the resurrection, recite the charm.
The book describes a ritual similar to the one performed in the altar room. Thank you, officer.
Yeah, let me see if I can get out of this. Oh, now I can. Okay.
This area is restricted.
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a good look at you. Inflamed skin. Patched holes. Dyed textile. Stepped in blood. I think he has financial difficulties.
You are the major domo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide under heavy makeup a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
I do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer does not meet your elementary needs.
One can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
I don't actually know. Perhaps from a guest?
Perhaps.
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always, Fabio-centric?
And Matista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests, unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose.
Interesting. Let's see here. Okay.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
That's his keys? Santos, my hopeful slug. You begged me to include her in my will, so I did. Here's the latest version of the will. Kurt. Text the will under the note. Santos Pinchetti, the major domo of the Manchios mansion, receives a jar of mustache wax and a salt lamp that he might always remember his caring employer, Kurt Manchios. Damn. It's barely anything. Anyway. What's the deal with this?
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle.
Oh.
And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers.
Damn.
While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties. He paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
Ow.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Yeah, it won't. Anyway, let's get a good look at you. Let's see. Blood-filled bruises. Healing cuts, self-inflicted. She's nervous. Inks herself. Branded. Tobacco scars. She punishes herself. That seems right.
Fabio and yourself were slaves, am I correct? You have a similar branding on your body.
Yes. It was a long time ago.
Couldn't help but also notice fresh cuts upon your forearms.
The cuts helped me to forget my past, to cover the old wounds and hide them.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Cordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes.
How did they bite with those masks? Yeah, they probably move them. Anyway, let's see.
I have nothing to add. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I don't know what to say. I have nothing to add.
This is the letter the police found in Mr. Vogel's pocket. Fabio wrote it. Do you know anything about it?
I don't. Although I can feel Fabio's energy. It's there, but it refuses to let me analyze it. I don't know what to say.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us.
Oh.
Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped. I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so. Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive.
So all the
time. I have
time.
the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose I'm not as skilled as I thought.
Interesting. Let's go into here.
Good day, Mr. Manchios. I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers, the new blood here.
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's murderer, there will be no need to meet with the Boers again.
That voice. Werner's friend? You're the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective. Although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy after all.
I need to examine you first.
Alright, let's see here. Makeup. A rash. Ouch. Washed hands in a hurry. Lavishly expensive. Oh yeah, he's a real stickler for cleanliness. Nah. He hides his age. Make himself seem younger. Though he still looks old.
You are a little over the top with your use of makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
What was Fabio like? His personality, his habits? Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
Why did you invite Vogel?
Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true laborers,
So people who are rich and powerful, I assume. Anyway.
You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasures. You'd better ask someone else. I've no idea about that.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him. You'd better ask someone else.
I've read this letter from Fabio. It had no addressee, but it was found in Mr. Vogel's pocket.
Werner? Strange. I didn't think the two of them corresponded.
I'm sure there is some explanation. Would you care to read it?
Call me superstitious, but I don't care to read a letter from a dead man. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else. You'd better ask someone else. I've no idea about that.
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost
That's
a small
gratitude.
fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him.
Okay. Alright. Why are you standing
Werner,
there?
are you all right?
Oh, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Oh,
Of course
imagine, huh?
Anyway, I struck a deal with a constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation. I find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure your release, but with proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island? Why not for me? Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope.
Anyway.
I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I can't follow you here. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this.
So, the police found a letter from Fabio in your pocket?
I cannot tell if it was truly in my pocket at all. Perhaps it was placed there later.
Well, that is one hypothesis. If it were true, then how did it get there?
No
That's
clue.
a good question.
But this night has been rather eccentric. Such a detail could have easily eluded me.
Indeed. Do you recall reading it?
I can't remember that either. But I tend to respect privacy. Reading others' personal notes is not one of my perversities.
Is it now? Okay.
I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
I have learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti.
Do I know him?
The major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you.
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
Oh. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, what's that? Maybe. Let's see. Just get these out of the way. And that leads to nothing. Very clean. I'm missing something.
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
you being on a bender?
Touché. The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
Please let me out.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away. I know I can handle the news.
That's not something I know much about.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protégé wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
Ah. Santos is the murderer. Yeah, I'm convinced he's the Santos. He was the murderer because of that blood on his shoe. And also, he has a reason to try to frame Kurt. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let me save first. That. Yeah. Yeah, it was cold revenge. He's dangerous and deserves a noose around his neck. It's very brutal, yes. But if I choose the death penalty, I get an achievement from it, so yeah, let's do that.
I know who killed Fabio.
So I'm free to go, sir?
Quite the opposite. I think it was you, Mr. Pinchetti.
That is not possible.
Allow me to explain. The blood on your shoe tells me that you were with Fabio. You stabbed him with the dagger while he was still alive. You drew a sigil on him. There was a great deal of blood. You needed to remove it. Blood is almost like glue. It sticks to everything, dries quickly, and is quite visible. But you know how to handle stains. You are Kurt Manchios's major domo. However, despite your best efforts, you missed a spot.
It doesn't make sense, sir. I was never there. I am convinced there's a reasonable explanation.
You wanted to be rid of your dear uncle. I myself barely know him and already find him intolerable. You've worked for him for years. Santos, do this. Santos, do that. He doesn't pay you. He doesn't recognize your work. He doesn't see you as family. But you thought that heritage might be yours. Instead, all you'll ever receive is mustache wax. It is painful to witness such a situation. I cannot imagine how it must be for you. So you decided to frame your uncle. Put the blame for Fabio's murder on him. That way, the heritage is yours, and you are free of him.
Half of what you say is true. I'm in pain. I have had a hard time with my uncle, but I'm not a murderer. I can't even stand up to my uncle. How could I have killed Fabio? He did nothing to me.
He was a source of your troubles too, though. Especially since Mr. Manchios treated him like a king. You staged this decadent ritual so you would not be suspected. After a short fight, you knocked Fabio unconscious. You locked the door and dragged the body to the altar. You wanted to set up someone acquainted with this masquerade.
I don't have the nerve to kill or stage a murder. I can't even leave my uncle's house.
Your hate for Mr. Manchios was so strong you killed an innocent person. Your uncle did that to you. I could have understood that you wanted to see him gone. No one could tolerate that much humiliation, but you killed Fabio. You staged the ritual, tried to frame your uncle. Your neck deserves the gallows.
No, wait. I know it seems like I did it, but I didn't.
Oh, enough. Save your prayers for the afterlife.
Alright. Bye now. There you are.
Santos Pinchetti is our man. The coward nephew, filled with bitterness, turned to murder. I have all the evidence for you.
That worm had the guts to kill. I'm impressed.
Impressed? He killed an innocent man who did him no harm whatsoever, just to charge his uncle.
Well, I have a word for that. Loser.
A strong noose is what he should get, I believe.
Agreed. That's an ending that would get me a fine promotion. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
Officers arrived to find the deceased, identified as Mrs. Violet Holmes, lying in a garden on Stonewood Manor. Visual inspection showed the victim to be thoroughly soaked, with a deep vertical incision 2 inches in length down her throat. Her face was swollen and covered in red blotches, likely cause of death, hypoxia. Awaiting confirmation from medical examiner. Main suspect, Otto Richter, was arrested on the scene. The body was sent for autopsy.
Garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
Yeah, almost.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock. The case is closed and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo.
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
It was the best decision I could obtain. The truth must be told in the way it is most acceptable.
You're making progress, Sherlock. I was right to believe in you. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
Oh, yes. It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions. That's what I fight for.
And what an endless fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
Anyway, let's see here. I need to go to the newsstand. Yes, you can see there's a paper on this. There we go.
Interested in... Check the front page.
Yeah, see the consequences of my actions.
You won't regret
Sweet.
it.
Alright. Let's head home. Perhaps we'll finally crack this case. No, not yet. That's not enough. All right.
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry.
John, I always listen to you.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what is beyond this door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain? And truth.
You
Yeah,
do
especially
not need
truth.
to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona. So many others we can help. There is no coming back from this.
I find myself awash.
Thank you.
Cordona. But know this, John. One.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this point is fabled no point point of no return. So let me go ahead and save. I have to do a manual save here because this game, despite being an open world, does not have a post game. But then I think I did pretty much everything I could. Anyway,
You don't have to. There is no.
I have to finish this.
John, my animum, my brother, there is nothing more important in this moment than this truth. I know you fear for me, but my path was set long ago. I can no more step off it than I can ask the avalanche to roll back uphill.
Just. Please be careful, Sherry. I love you.
Quite. Come on. We'll go together.
Alright. The backyard.
Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
Maybe you forgot it for your own good.
Ah, yes. The statue of Merope. My mother was trying to restore it. Pity she never had the opportunity to finish.
This is a nice little backyard. Kind of overgrown. But a little cutting of weeds should fix it up. And a little repaint here. Ah. There's something over here. What the hell?
That's from Mother's favorite tea set. What is it doing in here?
Come here, Sherry. Hurry!
These must help calm her down.
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
Something's very wrong. And I'm gonna find out what.
Don't go, Mother, wait. I remember this artifact from Mother's collection.
Artifact?
Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection.
Here it is. We'll just borrow it for a while.
Wait, I remember this.
Did you hear that? Someone's coming. Let's take a peek.
You call this progress? Charlotte, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my
we
mother
created
again.
this already.
Any result is progress, even if it is a worsening of her condition. It informs my...
No. I have made my decision. She must be sent to a legitimate medical facility. I will not let her hurt Sherlock.
What? Master Holmes, you do not understand.
That will be all. I expect you to have left the house by week's end.
Sherry, say something. Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
Yeah, it's starting to all come together.
Come here, darling.
Coming, Mother!
I'm here, come closer.
This was from my mother, wasn't it? I remember how we came to the garden for a breath of fresh air.
It is a wheelchair, alright. Very primitive one, but it is one nonetheless.
Take me to my flowers, Sherry. They must already be in bloom.
As you wish, Mum. I bet you missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on, if you want.
That would be wonderful.
Nice little flowers. So quaint.
Just look at them. The stars of the earth. Even the sky must be jealous of their beauty.
Indeed. Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect. I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
We should put some fish in it, don't you think?
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's a nice idea.
Really brings some life to this little pond. Aside from the frogs.
Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast, just like you.
We could even build a tree house in it.
Yes, Sherry. Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
Mom!
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
No, he's not.
I'm telling the truth. Did you forget again?
No! Don't you dare say such things! You are a liar like all the others!
Mother!
Don't call me that! You aren't fooling me!
No! Mom, it hurts!
My son would never lie!
Mom, stop!
Who are you? Reveal yourself!
Please, stop! It's me, Sherlock!
Oh shit.
You are not my Sherry! Give me my son back home!
Oh, what the fuck? Are you seriously gonna try drowning me? Holy shit. It didn't look like she drowned. She tried to drown me. Yeah, let's see. Interesting. Unexpected allergic reaction to medications you suffered. That doesn't sound right at all. To her. These choices really make sense. I guess it is up to me to figure out how my mother died. What if I had to guess? think I'll go with... She clearly became more psyched out because of all the treatment she had to go through, and her worsening mental state. So... And what the hell? I'll say it's delivered.
Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry.
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
You couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
Otto Richter murdered my mother, and Mycroft covered it up. Whisked me away from this place, buried me in schoolwork, and left the past to rot.
And you needed a way to cope, so I helped.
You were a lie, John, a fiction, a crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock?
What?
Are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. A truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it. You kept me in the dark, and kept your actions quiet. You enabled Richter and his untested quackery for far too long. Worse, you wanted to lock up our mother.
I wanted to give you a chance at normalcy, at childhood. There was no changing what happened, no good to come of dwelling in the past.
It was lies upon lies. Otto Richter killed our mother, and you kept it from me. You had no right. I deserved to know.
You deserved to live, Sherlock. In his twisted mind, he killed her for you. But you didn't need to bear the burden of his choice. You were so fragile. I could not... I just couldn't. I chose us over him.
You know, for once, I actually believe you. And perhaps, now that the truth is out, I can finally do what you had hoped. Leave it all in the past.
Good. You have your whole life ahead of you, Sherlock. It is time you got on with it.
I was worried there for a minute, Sherry. Really worried. I didn't want to hurt you. What's so funny?
What do you think?
I am talking to myself, John. I think I was hurt regardless.
But we made a good team, eh? explored every inch of this place together, helped a lot of people, terrorized a few too, I suppose. I think I may go so far as to say, Sherry, that I have not lived wholly in vain.
So that's it. It's over.
You've opened every door, Sherry. Faced the past you locked away. You don't need me anymore.
I know. I will miss you all the same. I don't want you to go.
Yes, you do.
Goodbye, John.
Yep, now we're gonna remember everything. All the memories, all the hardship.
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, Werner? Or do you prefer Klaus? Excuse me? You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother. Do you hold me responsible for his end?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you, and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
Oh, you did?
Nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project.
Painting.
You really are beautiful.
After everything, Cordona felt hollow, cloying. I returned to London and joined Mycroft in his work for the Crown, but soon that too soured. He cannot abide me being right, or perhaps I cannot abide him being wrong. I left after 2 months. I enrolled at Cambridge University, though it proved similarly unsatisfying. The lectures were of limited interest. I am more obsessed with my work in a hospital laboratory, pursuing medical research and devising novel testing methods. At least there, I can be confident in the truth. I think about you in the evenings. I helped a woman with a trivial matter, and now others arrive at my door for assistance with their mysteries. We could have spent years on the case together, just like Cordona. But I didn't listen to you, John. And now you're gone. I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
That must be Watson.
How far, bruises may be produced after death? How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.
I guess that's how he becomes the Sherlock we all know. Alright. There we go. Alright, with that, that concludes Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Overall, it's alright. I definitely do enjoy the more investigative elements of the game. The story's okay. I really don't like how none of the cases have like a definitive ending. Yeah, you know, you could just pick how each case ends depending on the choices you make. Yeah. And also the combat kind of feels like a big afterthought. Like it's so easy that you have to wonder why they added it in the first place. I mean, at least that can be disabled from what I could gather. And also the side cases are pretty short. But overall, I'd say Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is a fine game. I definitely suggest it, but maybe don't get it for full price. Definitely get it on sale. But yeah, with that, that's it for Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. That's another game successfully finished on stream, so way to go me. You know, I'd really like to play the Awakened remake one of these days. I think that'll definitely be an interesting game for sure. So yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure to follow me on Twitch and follow me on Twitter. This VOD will be uploaded to my personal YouTube channel where you can check out all my other VODs. And you should subscribe to my main channel, The Funny Crew. I've got a couple more things though with memes and buddies of mine. Oh, and I joined my Discord. It's pretty epic. But yeah, in any case though, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again next time.